Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 of movies that you can watch right now on Amazon Prime UK for the month of March 2018. So let's get started. Number 10, Risky Business. A suburban Chicago teenager's parents leave on vacation and he cuts loose. An unauthorised trip in his father's Porsche means a sudden need for lots of money, which he raises in a creative way. Risky Business stars Tom Cruise, Rebecca De Mornay and Joe Pantoliano. This is a terrific coming-of-age movie that had kind of warped in my brain over the years because it had been such a long while since I had seen it, and it turns out that this is a fantastic character study of Joe, this young man who's a little bit naive, a little bit less knowledgeable about the ways of the world than everybody else round about him, and his eyes are opened big style with his money-making scheme thanks to a friend that he meets one night. I don't really want to tell you too much if you haven't seen it. It's a terrific movie, highly recommended. Number 9, Singing in the Rain. Don Lockwood and Lena Lamont, who have risen to stardom during the silent film era of Hollywood. Beautiful, charismatic and influential, the two combine to make a great on-screen pair. The introduction of talking pictures poses a threat to the powerful duo. Singing in the Rain is regarded as one of the best musical films ever for very good reason. It has iconic standout singing and dancing. It has iconic dancing scenes, it has a fantastic story, and even now, after all these years, whenever I put it on, there is a huge smile on my face every time I watch it. I love this film. Number 8, Dial M for Murder. After learning that his wife Margot had a brief affair with a mystery writer, Tony Wentz decides he's going to kill her. He wants to provide himself with an ironclad alibi and so blackmail in a one-time schoolmate with a shady past, Charles Swan, to do the killing for him. The plan seems fairly simple. I absolutely adore Alfred Hitchcock's films. I think he is the master of suspense, as that is the way he is regarded. And again here, he creates tension and suspense in a story that has been parodied, borrowed or downright copied over the years. But this is the original, this is the master at work. And again, if you're not very versed in Hitchcock, it's a great entry point. Number 7, Constantine. The story of a reverent supernatural detective, John Constantine, who has literally been to hell and back. When Constantine teams up with a sceptical policewoman, Angela Dodson, to solve the mysterious suicide of her twin sister, their investigation takes them through the world of demons and angels that exist just beneath the landscape of contemporary Los Angeles. I'm a huge Hellblazer fan, in which this movie was based on. Now, it changes a lot of the factions, but the core element of John Constantine is there, and Keanu Reeves does perfectly in the role as this world mixes with a supernatural entity, strange things that are going on. It has a nice backstory, like artifacts going to destroy the world if Constantine doesn't stop it. He's a great anti-hero. I think it's a movie that was kind of maligned, but it is fantastic. Number 6, Magnolia. The film begins with the narrator telling us 3 separate stories based on the theme of coincidence. From there, we meet 9 characters whose lives are all connected in one way or another. We follow them over the course of one day and watch their lives change forever. Paul Thomas Anderson is up for Oscars with The Phantom Thread, so it's time to look back to what I consider to be one of his best movies, Magnolia. It is a stunning movie full of career best performances, in my opinion. I think that the stories that seem as if they're not connected come together in such a well thought out and constructed manner. It can't help but just marvel every time I watch this movie, from its abstract opening to its culmination at the end. It's just a fantastic thrill ride. It's not something I watch often because I don't want to wear out on it, but when I watch it, I am marvelled at this terrific film. Number 5, Roadkill. 3 young people on a road trip from Colorado to New Jersey talk to a trucker on the CB radio, then must escape when he turns out to be a psychotic killer. It's almost like a remake of Joe. You have these 3 people who tease and taunt some trucker that they've never met, who decides to come after them, always chanting the word candy cane. It's terrifically pulpy genre stuff. It's nothing more than just mindless entertainment. But it's mindless entertainment that works really well. It's energetic, it's fun, it's quick, it does what it has to do and gets out. Just simply a fun movie. Number 4, Camp Killer. The sheriff of a town plagued by an unstoppable killer meets up with his nemesis one last time as a pair of survivors complicate matter for the worse. Who will be left standing and what will remain of their sanity? Sean Jones' low-budget horror movie breaks the conventions of typical slasher movies, and it does it in such an inventive way. It's obvious that the movie could have done with a little bit more money, but you can't hold that against it because the amount of creativity on screen is terrific. There is some fantastic gore, there is a terrific conversation between, I'm not going to tell you need to see the movie to check out for yourself, but it is a fantastic conceit, a great idea, and it's executed very well. Well worth checking out on Amazon Prime as well. Get on it. Number 3, They Live. Nada, a down-on-his-luck construction worker, discovers a pair of special sunglasses. Wearing them, he is able to see the world as it really is. People being bombarded by media and government with messages like, stay asleep, no imagination, submit to authority. Even scarier is that he is able to see that some usually normal-looking people are in fact ugly aliens in charge of the massive campaign to keep humans subdued. I've said it once, and I'll say it 1,000 times. I am a huge John Carpenter fan. They Live is one of his best, and I think it is even more pertinent today as it was back then, with the age of consumerism, with fake media, with all this nonsense. This movie hits that hard, and it's strong essence of sci-fi. It's got terrific fight sequences, and it's got Roddy Piper, who does a fantastic performance as Nada in this movie. I can't rate this highly enough. Number 2, The Silence of the Lambs. FBI agent Clarice Starling is assigned to help find a missing woman to save her from a psychopathic serial killer who skins his victims. Clarice attempts to gain a better insight to the twisted mind of the killer by talking to another psychopath, Hannibal Lecter, who used to be a respected psychiatrist. The Silence of the Lambs swept the board at the Oscars the year it was released, and rightly so. It is at its heart a genre movie, serial killer thriller, but it was elevated by a great story, well told, with terrific actors that just nails everything. You have the caricatured Hannibal Lecter, who pretty much chews on the scenery while delivering these awesome, iconic lines, and then you have Buffalo Bill, this naturalistic, realistic killer that feels extremely threatening every time you see him. And stuck between the middle of these two is Clarice Starling, kind of naive and timid like Jodie Foster, who does terrifically well as well. This is a masterpiece of a movie. Need I say more? Number 1, The Big Sick. Kumail, in the middle of becoming a budding stand-up comedian, meets Emily. Meanwhile, a sudden illness sets in, forcing Emily to be put into a medically induced coma. Kumail must navigate being a comedian, dealing with tragic illness and placing his family's desire to let them fix him up with a spouse, while contemplating and figuring out who he really is and what he truly believes. For some reason, I just put off watching this movie. I checked the posters and I put it into a box. And that box was probably not for me. And checking it out, it just makes you realise why you should never judge a book or by its cover or a movie by its poster, because sometimes you find something that just speaks to you. And this movie spoke to me in such a way. I found it funny, engaging. I bought into the relationship of these two people. It felt real. And the turmoils that they go through is kind of shocking, fun, and entertaining all at the same time. It's a great tale, it's well told, there is terrific performances in this movie, and I really wish I hadn't missed out on it in the big screen. Thankfully, it was on Amazon Prime and I got to check it out, and it is one of the best movies of last year. If you've not seen it, if you thought the same as me, it's time to check this thing out, and I think you're going to like it. So there we have it, my top 10 movies for March 2018. Is there something I missed out? Is there something that should have been on my list? Let me know in the comment box below, and maybe next month I'll make it onto my list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month on Man vs. Film.